Hello and welcome to the Discover Virginia Beach podcast. I'm your host, Joseph Trahan, your tour guide to the Virginia Beach area. If this is your first time listening, I am so glad you found this show. Each week, I publish a new interview with locals ranging from musicians, government officials, CEOs, artists, and much more. And my aim is simple. It's to help you discover, define, and then go out and do exactly what you're looking for during your next vacation, relocation, or outing to the Virginia Beach area. And if you're looking to join in on the conversation, take part in monthly giveaways, and get your hands on my custom event calendars, head on over to Facebook and send me a friend request. That's Joseph Trahan. And check out my Facebook group of nearly 50,000 fans of the Virginia Beach area. Don't worry about writing anything down. The links for each episode, along with the Facebook groups, will be in the description below and also in the show notes. All right, here's the show. Today, we're going to be venturing to the heart of Special Olympics Virginia, an organization that transcends the realm of sports to nurture physical fitness, courage, and joy for those individuals with intellectual disabilities. It's a place where the spirit of community thrives and the power of sports spark transformative experiences. Today, we are so honored to have Rachel Honecker with us, a dedicated member of the Special Olympics Virginia, and she's also a part of 757 Young Professionals Board, and she serves as a contracting officer for what the Navy calls NAVFAC. Rachel, it's wonderful to have you here today.
Thank you so much for having me here, Joe. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and I totally butchered that Navy pronunciation, so do apologize for that. But nevertheless,
Hey,
we
that's
are
okay.
so excited to jump into this conversation. Before we talk about the Special Olympics, I know that's going to be the focal point of this conversation. I'd love to hear from you. What initially brought you to the Virginia Beach area? I know you kind of grew up here, but I'd love to know what got you to stick around and build your life and your business here.
So honestly, it was just all of the community that I had built in this area. And then in addition to that, I mean, there's just so many things to do. Like it's just you can't beat the Virginia Beach area. You can't be I spent a lot of time in Norfolk or a lot of years in Norfolk, and I loved being like downtown, being able to walk places. I love being able to go to the beach, just 30-minute drive down 264, hopefully without traffic. And
Yeah.
this area is just wonderful.
I love it. I love it. So you obviously have a strong attachment to community and, of course, to serving those around you in regards to all the community association affiliations you have. Could you share a little bit about your journey and what led you to become involved with Special Olympics Virginia?
Yeah, so I started off being involved with Special Olympics actually back in college. So I went to Christopher Newport University, and I was a part of ASA there, Alpha Sigma Alpha, and our philanthropy was Special Olympics. So that's kind of how I started to dip my toe into volunteering with Special Olympics. We'd drive down on a Saturday and go to a soccer tournament. And I started to notice that the days that I actually went to the Special Olympics tournaments, I like left feeling so full of just energy and happiness. And you just can't have, it's just the most incredible experience. And so I kind of, once I graduated college, I kind of got away from my volunteer involvement. And then I actually was speaking with somebody from the Special Olympics, or actually who worked for Special Olympics, and talked about how I used to be involved. And he was like, "Hey, we have this young professionals board. You are you interested in joining?" So I ended up joining, and now I'm just really excited to have this opportunity to serve such a wonderful organization.
Yeah, absolutely. What a fun story. I mean, coaching any kid in soccer is fun, right? Because they're never actually that very good, but it's about going out there, trying something new, working on listening to your coach, and just having fun, right?
Hmm.
So during that time, and obviously, you went to school. What were you studying over at Christopher Newport again?
Business administration.
Business administration. So you got your business administration focus. Are you at that point serving in the Navy as well, or did you start that journey out afterwards?
So I'm actually on the civilian side of the Navy, so I'm not active duty or anything. But yeah, I started that after college and have been there ever since. I love it. So
Gotcha,
it's a
gotcha.
good gig.
I am remiss with those acronyms because I never know if it's civilian or active duty. So appreciate you
It's
clarifying
alphabet
that.
soup. It's okay.
Alphabet soup, yeah. Which is why one of the great things about Norfolk, Virginia Beach area, you got the
Mhm.
military population as well. So, having coming out of the business administration side, what unique opportunities presented themselves on the volunteer side that you were like, oh my gosh, like I studied for this or I understand the system that really plugged in nicely with the organizations that you volunteer with, like Special Olympics?
So I am the fundraising chair for the board, and so I'd say that the business administration side definitely helped with fundraising, especially like I was specifically marketing. So just turning on that side of my brain again, because that you don't deal with marketing and contracting too much. So
Yeah.
turning on that side of my brain again was really fun. And so yeah, we just try to find creative ways to get people to donate money to an incredible organization.
Yeah, no doubt. Gone are the days of putting up a flyer, and getting hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, marketing, especially in the digital space, is one of those places that for a lot of people seem like one of those mystery boxes, right? With a big question mark from
Hmm.
Mario, you just don't really know what involves. So well, Rachel, that's very kind of you to offer that skill set. And of course, to be able to empower this organization to move forward and provide that awareness. And we really appreciate you being on today's conversation to share that. Have there been any significant challenges or moments during your time volunteering at the Special Olympics that have just further motivated you to continue to push this fundraising agenda and, of course, giving back to those, with those special needs?
So I have two instances that come to mind. So I'd say the first one is so we're a new board. We just started last year, so this is our second year. And so definitely like learning our roles, learning what it looks like to be what a young professionals board means, like how we can learning how to advocate for Special Olympics, learning how to spread the message, and just finding those like creative ways to serve this organization. I'd say that that's been, a unique and rewarding challenge. And then also, I'm not sure if this entirely answers your question, but I did have a really great experience when I went up to Richmond for the swim meet, or it's like a regional swim meet back in June, and it was incredible because of like the amount of volunteers that were there. They were all committed to, the mission to allowing this swim meet to go off without a hitch. And even, the coaches were in on it and everything. And so I was helping doing or lining up athletes to get their awards. And one of the or so it got super backed up because they were like able to or they were swimming faster than we were able to like award or send out like the give out the medals.
Oh, wow.
um and so the coaches ended up stepping in and helping us like line up athletes because they knew the names, and so we were
Sure.
trying to like match numbers to like line up in this order. It was very complex. My brain was tired
And,
afterwards.
and if you know anything about children, they are not organized yet, right? Nor should they be, right? They're a cluster, right?
Yeah, and yeah, some of or I think this one, so this meet was I think it was 18 plus actually, but
Oh, okay.
it was just hectic because there were so many athletes. They were just cranking through those events. And so the coaches actually ended up like stepping in and helping us. And I feel like that's just a testament to like the type of people who volunteer to be coaches
Sure.
for Special Olympics, because like they're just here to help and like here to give the athletes the best experience possible no matter what, and they're willing to go above and beyond for something that's like they're there to coach. Like we got the awards, but they're willing to help us. And I don't know, that just when you're thinking of a challenge, running event of that magnitude has to be a challenge, but
No,
the people
absolutely.
that volunteer are able to make it happen.
Wow. And of course you answered the question very well, Rachel. And just definitely want to highlight, everything that you're actively doing to support this organization, including empowering others. Like, how cool is it that the coaches got involved as well? Like that, obviously coaches want to be involved, right? But just to be able to see that, that you're pouring into other people and those other people continue to pour out, is truly something special that I think can go easily overlooked in a lot of community elements as well, especially when it comes to the the volunteer sector, right? Yeah. So obviously this is a relatively newer charity. You said 2022 is when you started, correct?
Yes, or so specifically the 757
The
chapter of the Young
757.
Professionals Board. We do have a chapter in Richmond and Nova. I hope I'm not forgetting another one, but those are the two main ones that come to mind right now.
That's okay. Link in the description for the website, everything that there is to offer, and of course, those different locations. What was it like starting the chapter? And were there any things that you originally thought going in were going to be like easy peasy lemon squeezy that turned out to be more so difficult? And what was that process like of getting started?
Um, so honestly, it was just so cool being a part of this and just being able to get that like extra level of involvement with Special Olympics, because it's like you can, volunteer here and there, but just being able to like be part of this like continuous like board and be guaranteed to have, Special Olympics as a part of your life is, I don't know, it just it's wonderful. And I'm sorry, could you repeat the question, please?
No, you're good. I was just curious if there was any starting assumptions that you had initially before the board was formed that changed once you went on and started working on the board to get everything up and running.
Um, So the one thing that I've definitely learned is that you very much have to plan events far in advance, especially being able to like get the message out and stuff. So that's been a very good like learning experiences. When we were planning fundraising events, just making sure that we were able to get the message out months in advance, so that way we can have everybody show up and market it as best as we can, because we're the megaphones for these events, and we're the megaphones for Special Olympics.
Sure. How far in advance did you recognize you had to be to have the best turnout for an event?
Oh, honestly, it has to be like 4 months at
4
least, I've
months. Okay.
noticed.
That's
It
not too.
depends on the size of the
I was like
event,
thinking long. I was
but
like, how long is long? Because 4 months is that makes a lot of sense.
yeah.
Well, I really appreciate you sharing that. And of course, Rachel, have there been since the inception of the 757 chapter any key milestones or chapter marks that you were like, yes, we did that, we accomplished that goal, or perhaps if there's anything that is currently undone that you're pushing towards, I would love to hear about that as well.
Sure. So the first year we had a goal of raising $5,000 for our polar plunge team. And I felt like that was kind of ambitious as a first starting off goal. And I apologize, I'm like fundraising specific because that's my
No,
wheelhouse
absolutely.
right
Yeah.
now.
Stick to your focal point. I mean, that's
um
great. That's how these things run and operate, to continue to inspire others. Yeah.
mhm. But yeah, so we were able to meet that goal, which was really awesome. We were able to get some people to plunge. It was polar plunge was a fun time.
Did you polar plunge as well during that event?
No, so I was in the Tito's tent, just stayed there. So
The Tito's vodka tent?
yes, the Tito's
Okay.
vodka tent. So yeah, I was in that tent. I just stayed there. I was like, I will raise the $100, but I did not freeze.
You're like, I'm gonna promote it. I've done my job. The event's here. I'm gonna go chill at the tequila stand while you guys go do your plunge.
Exactly. Me and cold do not mix.
Yeah, right. I love that. So, the mission of Special Olympics Virginia is profound. How do you see this mission being realized in the Virginia Beach area? I mean, obviously there is so much groundwork that has to be covered, right? In order to, compete. Not only, I'm not going to use the word compete, but like be in line with the other chapters here in Virginia area,
Mhm.
if that'd be a fair way of it describing that. What is up ahead that you're pushing towards, and what key milestones are you guys looking forward to accomplishing for the upcoming year?
So our goal is to double the fundraising goal for our polar plunge and have like even more participants there. And I'm sorry, could you repeat the question, please?
Yeah, I was just curious. In addition to the Polar Plunge, were there any other initiatives or projects you guys are working on to continue to grow and expand your chapter here in the area?
Yeah, so we have a couple events coming up as well. So we have Cocktails for a Cause on February 21st. So that's a good opportunity to talk with the members of the YPB, and then also just get some information on Special Olympics. And then be on the lookout. I think we have a yard or a community yard sale in the works, some car washes. So that's a great way to fundraise specifically for Special Olympics, but then also there are there are some tournaments coming up. Let me pull up the exact dates because I don't remember those off the top of my head. But I believe that there is a speed skating event. Excuse me. Let's see. Yeah, speed skating championships are on February 10th and 17th. There's basketball championships on February 24th and 25th. The regional basketball tournament at Boo Williams Sportsplex is February 4th. And then the tennis experience tournament is January 7th through 9th. So if you're interested in getting involved, you can sign up for those or sign up to volunteer for those events.
Wow, that's incredible. So folks who are looking to volunteer, is that like a certain age requirement? Is that anybody, any age? Like what does that look like as far as the volunteer capacity you're looking for?
I believe it's anybody, any age, but I'm not entirely sure about that. I've seen people of all ages volunteering at or yeah, at these events. I've seen, soccer refs that look like I think they're local high school students who play, soccer for the high school team, and they're refs there. So I think that it can be anybody of any age.
Wow, that's incredible. So lots of opportunities to get plugged in and to continue to help propel this new chapter formation moving forward. As far as the future initiatives or plans that you have on the marketing side, Rachel, do you have anything on the horizon that you are able to share, or any details for us to be on the lookout for on the marketing front?
Um, I'd say just those of upcoming fundraising events as well as the sporting events too. But those are the things that we have coming down the pipeline. But if you do or if you do have like an Instagram or Facebook, I'd recommend following our SOVA Young Professionals board for the 757. We do post on there for upcoming events, upcoming volunteer opportunities. And then also you
Perfect.
can look on the Special Olympics Virginia website, and there's a link to donate, there's links to volunteer, and there's information about all the different sports that you could volunteer with.
Love it. Rachel, thank you for everything you're doing to volunteer and give back to our community. Before we transition to our last segment, any other final thoughts or final words on the organization side that we haven't covered yet that you wanted to be sure to highlight?
I think that you did a really fantastic job of highlighting Special Olympics and just everything that it stands for. I think the one thing that when I was, learning more about Special Olympics to be able to, speak on behalf of them, the one thing that really like struck me in their mission was that they focus on what's possible instead of what isn't. And I
Sure.
just think that that's just a good, springboard for life. Just always, focus on like the can do's of life.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
That's incredible because it's so
yeah.
easy not to. It's so easy to look at like can't do that, like well, you would be able to do that, but you can't, right?
Hmm.
But giving people an opportunity and a space to do is incredible. So awesome.
We will find a way.
Absolutely. Well, Rachel, that brings us into our last section, our rapid fire question section. These questions are quick and fast. You can answer with as much or as little detail as you want. Are you
Oh
ready?
goodness, let's go.
Favorite trail in favorite trail to hike in the Virginia Beach area?
So in Virginia Beach, specifically First Landing, I don't know the names of the trails. I just kind of go there and wander.
Love it, love it. What's a must-try local restaurant that you always recommend for folks who are coming to visit the Hampton Roads area?
Grandiflora Wine Garden in Norfolk, Virginia, like the Ghent area.
Yeah.
That it's vegetarian, but it is just the owners are incredible. The food is amazing. They have like natural wines. They have it's just and the vibes are great.
Love it. Love it. What's one word to describe the feeling you get when volunteering with Special Olympics?
Joy.
And that's a hard one to capture too. Joy isn't something you always find.
Hmm.
Yoga or swimming? Which one is on the top of your list?
You're really gonna do that to me?
I am going to do that to you, Rachel. This is rapid fire. We got to get to the heart and soul of who you are.
Yeah. Dang. Okay. Let's see. I think right
And
now yoga.
if you say water yoga, no.
Ah, darn. Okay, yeah. So yoga. I'm feeling yoga tonight.
Yoga. Love it. Love it. Favorite book you've recently read or have been inspired by?
Little Fires Everywhere.
Oh, that was a good one. That was a good
It
one.
is a really good one. Just really illustrated that, everybody's on their own path and you can't judge anybody. So
Yeah, talking about can and cannot, right?
you can't do that.
Yeah, should not.
Should not judge.
And if you're wondering what we're talking about, for those of you listening, you got to go. If you're not a book reader, just go watch the show. But obviously, pay respects to the author. To check out that great work. If you could have any athlete or public figure to participate in Special Olympics and endorse your next marketing campaign, who would it be?
Okay, John Cena flew into my brain. So I'm rolling with it.
I love it. I love it. John Cena. John Cena has done a lot of charity work. I'm sure you could get him on board.
It's on brand, so
And
I
and
think
if
it
you
makes
haven't yet,
sense.
let me know. I mass email everybody for the podcast and for checking out like stuff going on in the area. So if you need me to, I'll hound his marketing team.
Wonderful. I appreciate it.
Would you say you're more of a morning person or night owl?
I'm a middle of the day person. I like sleeping.
Eight to five, right?
Yep, that's when I work. That's when my brain functions.
Nothing wrong with that. What's the favorite Special Olympics sport for you personally to watch?
Swimming, because I love swimming. I grew up swimming, so there's always a special place in my heart. But apparently tonight I chose yoga.
Love it. Well, you could include swimming and yoga in there as well. Last one for you, Rachel. What's your go-to way to relax and hang out and just vibe here in the Virginia Beach area?
So honestly, going on a trail and just being with nature, silent, listening to like the rustling of the leaves, that is the best way.
Wow. Incredible. Incredible. Rachel, thank you so much for this conversation today. It has been phenomenal. And of course, thank you to our dedicated listeners for checking us out for another episode of Discover Virginia Beach. Definitely go and check out Virginia Special Olympics. I'll include the links down below. I'd encourage you, if you're even remotely interested in giving back or being a part of this community effort to help those with intellectual disabilities, to just go check out the link, give Rachel an email. She won't answer late at night or early in the morning, but she'll answer in the middle of the day. So
8 to 5.
8 to 5. And then if John Cena and your marketing team are listening as well, we'd love to be a part of you, invite you to Virginia Beach. All righty, Rachel, thank you so much again. And we'll catch you guys in another episode very soon.